So what's the real reason for the war in Ukraine? Once you get past the childish goodies versus baddies or democracy versus dictatorship arguments, you really start to see some compelling reasons for why this war is happening. Many folks have noticed that this war, this proxy war in Ukraine of the West versus Russia, is a way for the West to harm Russia indirectly, to cost Russia manpower, materiel, and most importantly, finances. Other keen observers have noted that this war is a way to make defense contractors rich, and that's always a good answer when it comes to armed conflict in the 21st century. Why is a war happening? Well, it's a way to make defense contractors wealthy. Another intriguing explanation for the Ukraine war is it's a way to test out and observe new combat strategies. In a way that's very reminiscent of the Spanish Civil War from the 20th century, the West can try out new techniques. It can also observe the techniques of its competitor nation. Now, to be honest, these are all superb answers as far as what's really going on with this war. But I have to say, there's one answer, there's one response that I've not seen anyone else make, at least nothing I've seen personally. One of the real reasons for the war in Ukraine is that it benefits Israel. And a lot of people would say, well, Kev, why is that even a factor here? Israel's in the Middle East. Russia's in Eurasia. These are two separate regions. I don't understand what one has to do with the other. Well, my response to that is this. There are only two superpowers on the planet that can quickly and substantially force project into the Middle East. The first of which is the United States. The second of which is the Russian Federation. One of the benefits, quote unquote, of this war in Ukraine is that it keeps Russia bogged down in Eastern Europe. It keeps the Russian Federation preoccupied with their western border with the country of Ukraine. And it forces them to funnel in tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of warriors into that part of the world, in addition to huge amounts of time, planning, and money. And because all of that is occurring in Eastern Europe, Russia is not motivated to send any kind of substantial force down into the Middle East. And so this leaves Israel in a tremendously favorable position, because the only other country that can project power into the Middle East is preoccupied and at the moment is unmotivated to do so. And as long as that war in Ukraine is going, this gives Israel a tremendous opportunity to have free reign all throughout the Middle East. Why? Because there is no counterbalancing force to the United States available in that region. And because the United States is Israel's greatest ally, the nation of Israel has a free reign. They've got carte blanche to do whatever they want in the Middle East. And since the Ukraine war started in 2022, Israel has commenced with heavy operations in Gaza starting in 2023. They also invaded Lebanon and Syria in 2024. And as we progress into 2025, I imagine Israel will take aim next at the West Bank. With Russia not having the motivation or the time or the manpower currently to delve into the Middle East directly, Israel can pretty much continue to do what it wants. So what does this mean for the Ukraine war as a whole? With President Trump resuming office in January of 2025, he's made it very clear he wants to put the Ukraine war to bed. He wants some sort of resolution. And based on what we just discussed, I think that resolution is going to end up being a frozen conflict. In other words, it's going to look something like the Korean War, where there was an armistice signed, there was a ceasefire that was declared, but there was never actually a hard peace treaty signed. I think that's where we're headed to in Ukraine. And the reason why I say that is because, again, that benefits Israel. Because to have a frozen conflict right on the border of Russia insinuates that that conflict could go hot at any time and could prove to be a very dangerous situation if Russia ever decided to march south down into the Middle East to either protect Iran or to confront Israel. Obviously, there's always many reasons why wars are fought. I think there are several good reasons that I've listed today, but again, the big reason that no one seems to be talking about, why is this Ukrainian war occurring? Well, because it benefits Israel. As always, I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. In the meantime, this is Kevin saying God bless each and every one of you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.